They try, but they can never get rid of me. It never works. Try as you may, try as you might. I am like black mold. You're never going to get rid of me. It's never going to happen. And I'm contagious. They try. I don't know why they try. I don't know why they even bother. I guess they get off on bothering. Yes. Oh, got my government name. Yeah. I really don't know why they bother. They really be thinking they're doing something. I'm like, nope. You can't stop me. I'm going to keep on doing it, whether you don't want me to or not. I am setting up my child with my herb collection for Christmas. Yeah. I'm just going to go over there. You can go over there and try. It doesn't work over here, but, you can try. 30-day ban off Facebook. I'm like, you can try. It's not going to work over here, though. But you can come over here and try your bestest. It's not going to work. This time I was reported, y'all see that, for nudity and sexual activities. Oh, that's original. That's me. I mean, technically, I do that, but not on TikTok. Oh, an Irish one. Yeah, they can try over here. It's not going to work. They can sure try. It's the children. If you don't think my way, then you're evil. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. Right? Yeah, I know. How dare I show my neck? If all of those kids in there want to see me, then they can come over here. Try again. Yeah, I found you. Yeah. I don't care what you call me. It's fine. Jojo, are you okay? You're sneezy over there. You doing okay, Jojo? Yeah. Haters gonna hate. Yeah. Can you give a tip or advice to survive tomorrow? I don't know. You got any weed you can smoke? Jojo's fine. Yay, there you are. Yep. Yeah, I'm being for real. Smoke some weed to get through tomorrow. Then you won't care. You'll be like, whatever, man. Whatever you say, Chief. I've done better. It took a lot out of me. This is the stuff that turns your tea blue. Oh, yeah. I love Christmas. In my childhood, that was a really happy time of year compared to the rest of the time. I don't have to see anyone tomorrow. Well, that's one way to that's one way to look at it. Oh yeah. The Christmas tree is what makes me happy. This is that flower that turns your drink blue. Yeah. I just like it because it turns my drink blue. Hey, novice. Yeah, they try. It doesn't matter. It's just called butterfly pea flower. Oh yeah, and it's just, I'll get some water to show you. I'll get a bottle of water. Some water. We'll check back with it in a minute. Are you okay, Jojo? You look like you're trying to go somewhere. Are you trying to go somewhere? Where are you going? Of course I did. The little haters reported me for nudity and adult activities. I mean, you could write. Anybody can write TikTok and complain to them about it, but I don't think it really makes a difference. Maybe it does. I don't know. Jojo, where are you going, bro? All ultraviolet. I do all those things. Well, when I'm able to afford a lawyer, I'm gonna change all that, but I can't afford one just yet. Are you going somewhere, or is that just wing exercise? Yeah, I've done the same thing. Well, I could write on the front. That would help. Please, I didn't write on it. This right now they're mad about the Gypsy thing. And I'm like, yeah, y'all tried that before. I really don't care. It's not gonna work. Not yet. Not yet. What happened? My haters reported my live for nudity and adult activities. That's what happened. Oops. Hey, Paul. Welcome to my nudity and adult activities life. I'm not mixing anything. I'm preparing an herb collection for my kid for Christmas. That's what I'm doing. Happy Witchmas. That's cool. Yeah, it's just the Gypsy people are mad. Yeah, it's like witches like, I wish. Yes, apparently it's nudity and adult activities. I'm so lascivious. Back in the day, they would have made me mad. They don't really make me mad now. I'm gonna win anyway. I get really tired of it sometimes, but it can make me pretty damn weary sometimes. But I just try to stick through it. I try to stick it out. Yeah, that's me. I have Blue Lotus. Oh, I needed that the other day. I didn't think I had it. Guess I do. Just kidding. Okay. Okay. How long did you go through? I've been at this for, if we include my study time, for 35 years. Calamus. I know, right? I broke out the chapstick. Hello, Tearless. Oh yeah, I got hit by. It's people. It's false reports. They've done it to me the entire time I've been on TikTok, and TikTok has yet to fix it. So. They're little haters. If you don't think like them, then you must be wrong. When you don't do what they want you to do, they're like, eh. And they cry about it. Oh shit. I'm so sorry. Amen to Prescott. Yeah, they're good. They're like, it's both. It's the what I call the extremist. What are they? What are liberals? The left or the right? Anyway, it's the extremist side of that. They're basically the equivalent of Trumplicans on the left side of things. That's what most of TikTok is, the extremist version. So they are the left's version of Trumplicans. And if you don't agree with them, never mind that you provided facts as to why you disagree, well, then you're just the devil. You're just Satan. Yeah, it's at witchfoot.com. They're always mad. Even when I show the facts about it, they still get mad. Because they're very ignorant. People that are on the extremes of either side are... I put Chinese ignorant because I was talking. The people on both sides, when they get to the extremist side, they're just fucking ignorant. They're brainwashed, ignorant people. Well, I mean, it's the extremist left liberals. They all kind of go together. It's the extremist. Of course, it's from the Gypsy video. It's from the extremist side of things, and they're always leftist. It goes both ways. You know, you have Trumplicans that are on the extremist right. It's the same disease. Oh, thank you, Eloquent. But I've never understood why people need somebody else to think for them. I don't understand that concept. I guess because I've never been a person that does that. Oh, I missed what Paul said. What did Paul say? I bit off my Coke now at Cole's family function today. You so stupid! Oh, by the way, of course I did. See, here's what the pea flower does to your water. So that's literally why I use it. Like, if it has a medicinal use, I don't know. I just like the fact that it can turn my water a purpley blue color. That's the only reason. It does look like Fabuloso. Early. That's the only reason I use it. Doesn't change the flavor or anything. But I'm just like, ooh, Fabuloso water. Cherry bomb. Put lemon in it. Oh, yeah. I ought to get a Fabuloso thing and drink out of it. That would be awesome. Oh, damn it. It turns pink with lemon? I'll have to try that. Yes, I have indigo powder right now. Oh, Lilith's here. Pink. We're doing some chemistry up in here. That 911 bath comes with directions that you have to follow. Really, JoJo? Really? You want to step up? Oh, fuck you. I don't want you to step up either. Rude. There's a chick that uses flowers in dairy alcoholic beverages on TikTok. I don't know what the fuck you were trying to say there. Shit. I don't know that language. Damn it. Damn it, I don't know that language. That is sobriety. That makes me sad. I want to know what they're saying. Romanian. No, I don't mind if you speak it. I just wish I understood it. That's my only thing. They don't have the translate thing for comments. Was something wrong with Lilith? Oh, you're sick. It's only a very small amount of them, Chantel. It's a small amount of them on an app. And then they get together on Facebook and talk about me. They don't know that I can see into that, and they talk about me. It's a group. They're about this big. I can do it on Google Duo, but I prefer to do it on WhatsApp. That's usually where I keep my clients on. But if you specify it, I can do it. Yeah, they get together. The Romas on TikTok that hate me, they literally get together on Facebook and plot against me. I've seen it. I have the screenshots. I'm serious. They go that far. And they'll be in here too, watching this. And there's a couple of them that watch every single video that I put out on YouTube. Like they're obsessed. They are obsessed. Yeah. But the thing is, here's the thing though, is I've made it clear that I'm not going to address Aroma with the term gypsy, as in, yo, what's up, gypsy? Is that what I'm saying? I'll call him Roma, that's fine. But I'm not removing gypsy from my vocabulary when describing the many different uses of the word gypsy. And that's my problem. They want to force me to remove a word out of my vocabulary because some of them, these young fake woke ones, have decided it's a slur, while the rest of the entire global gypsy population has not. And you don't get to do that. And to say it's a slur is just not the case. It's a pejorative. If you didn't do anything, then it's not going to come back to you. That's what I'm saying, Chantal, but I'm not there. I'm in the United States. You know what I'm saying? I know my place, but I'm not going to remove that word from my vocabulary when it means other things. But I would not address an individual as a gypsy, because for the moment, some of them don't like it. But you don't get to tell me to remove it out of my vocabulary. That's my issue. I know there are some places in Europe where it means something really, really bad, and that's just not what it means here. It's the same issue I had with when they tried to pass laws not on preferred pronouns like he, she, they. When they tried to pass laws on the alternative pronouns that were created. And they tried to pass the law so that if a professor, for instance, at a university, used the wrong one, he could be fired. I got banned for adults and nudity, adult situations. So you could be fired. Okay? And you're not going to tell me how to speak. That's my issue. You don't get to tell me how to speak. you know, I don't think y'all understand how extensive that list is of the alternative pronouns. And, you know, if you get mad at me because I don't refer to you as vamp self, we're going to have a problem. You don't get to dictate to me. You don't get to do that. Now, if I meet you or I'm teaching you and you're like, hey, you know, I go by he, she, or whatever, that's fine. But you don't get to force me to use a word. You don't get to do that. I mean, you have, there's already a word. If you don't identify as he or she, that's what they, them is for. You follow me? There's already a word for that. It's they, them. And so you don't get to dictate to me what to say. So that's my main thing. You don't get to make it a law. You don't get to make a word a law. There's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to use this or you will be fired. Like, I don't know what you smoked on to make you think you can dictate my language by law, but you got another thing coming. What? I'm not. I had someone use illusionated pretending to be me. Whoa, really? That's fucked up. Because, like, personally, oh my God. Personally, I don't give a fuck what you identify as. And I don't give a fuck who you fuck. You could be in love with a chair. I don't care. I don't think you understand how much I do not care. Okay? I don't care. And so, should you have the right to be respected? Yes. But you don't have the right to tell me what the hell I'm going to do. Okay? I have to choose to respect you. And I can't force someone to respect you. And quite frankly, I don't give a fuck what you identify as. I don't give a fuck what you fall in love with. I don't care. You do you. But if you think you get to dictate my thoughts in my head, then you're going to get your feelings hurt. I love the smell of cardamom. It smells so good. I don't know how long. But see, here's the thing is, somebody said about 70s, 80s. Well, here's the thing. I came up in the 90s. I was a kid in the 70s and 80s, and I was a teenager in the 90s. And here's the thing. All the different genders that there exist now, and sexualities, that existed then, y'all. We just didn't feel the need to pick it apart and have a name for each and every single thing. You just were who you were. It's like now there's become this anal need to compartmentalize and label every single effing thing. We were the same then. It didn't change. Okay. Everyone who knew me knew that I was female, but I had a whole ass male side to myself, and they knew it because they knew me. And that's just how I was. So there wasn't a need to pick this out. You make problems when you decide to pull things apart and label every little single thing. They just left us be. It is what it is. We had dudes, and this is after the 80s, we had what physically looked like men that would come to school and wear makeup or whatever. And that's what they did. That's what they did. Why y'all seem to want to pull everything apart and label each individual thing is when you find yourself having problems. That's when you find yourself having problems because there is no amount of breaking down to cover them all. You understand what I'm saying? Everyone is different. Every single person. So, yes, I was born a woman. I am a woman. My brain's a woman, but there's a very much whole ass male energy thing going on with me. And that doesn't make me whatever term would be used for me nowadays. I'm not going to pick up that term because I don't give a shit about that term. That is who I am. Gender fluid, I think is what they would call it nowadays. Gender fluid. No, I'm not going to participate with the label. I am how I am. That's it. Period. End of story. And that's something when you create labels and you create sections, you cause problems. And I'm not saying this in a utopic society, it should cause no problems, but we don't live in utopic. This is reality. And I don't give a fuck about a label. I really don't. That's the way I am. If you know me, you know that's the way I am, and that's the end. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You don't have to identify as a specific gender or a specific sexuality. So, according to today's labels, I would be gender fluid and heteroflexible. I don't give a shit. I have no interest in those labels. I don't. Yeah, Cardia, and that's what I'm saying. We had people just like you in the 90s, okay? And we didn't label them. That's just who they were. I identify as a problem. You so stupid. Yeah, I still ask because a lot of the people I interact with, they still find that as an important identifier. So just because I don't believe in it doesn't mean I'm not going to ask. You understand what I'm saying? But there were. I don't even want to refer to you at Cardiac. I don't even want to refer to you as male. So there were women like you. They just didn't have labels. There wasn't a need to label it specifically. Does that make sense? Yeah, you are who you are. Yeah. And like another thing that I have never understood ever, and this is probably because I won't understand it because I'm not transgender, is if I make a mistake with someone's pronouns that I don't know. Bitch, I don't know you like that. I don't know you like that. And if I make a mistake, it's a fucking mistake. Okay? If you directly tell me my pronouns are this and then I deliberately use different pronouns, then obviously I'm trying to hurt you. But if I do it on accident and you get an attitude, bitch, who do you think you're talking to? I get over the phone, I get called sir all the time, and I care less. I could care less if you call me sir. It don't make a dick to me. I don't know you. You're customer service. I'm female in a gender universe. Yeah, honeycomber. All these things existed. All these different types of people existed very much so. And in the 90s, it was just accepted as who you were. You had to hide it more up until then, until you got to about the mid 80s. Because people wore so much makeup that you could express yourself in any such way and nobody would know. But in the 90s, we just don't care. We just don't care. That's who you are. You get to know the person, that's who they are. That's the end of it. Yeah, that's another thing with the equal rights. There should be just one big swath. Having to separate them is absolutely insane. That's the problem. Marriage can be between any two adults. The sex of the person does not need to even be in. Why is it in there? This isn't church and state, so why is it in there? So marriage should be between two consenting adults, period. End of story. When you don't know their pronouns. Yes. Yes, Lilith. Just period. Period. If you own a private business, okay? You own a private business, and because of your religious beliefs, you do not want to cater to someone outside the community, that is your right. But you're not immune from the consequences of that decision. You know what I'm saying? You're not immune to the consequences. So if you want to be a business because of your religious beliefs, you don't want to serve someone who is not heterosexual, then you need to be willing to accept the consequences of when that gets out. Can you answer a question for me? Okay, Sybil, I'll try. Just like I'm not, for real, I will call you whatever. I'm not, oh, hey, Glitter. The consequences of me saying what I did about Gypsy, do I appreciate those consequences? No. But I anticipate them. Even though it's not right that it's being done to me, I still know in the real world, hey, McKinney, I still know in the real world how it's going to work. They're going to get mad, they're going to cry, and they're going to ban my lives. Yeah, I like that, Witchmas. Yeah, I call everybody dude. So when people get mad when I say dude, I'm like, you need to get the fuck over yourself. Dude applies to anyone. If I had a lawyer, I could see who reported me. Yeah, that's the kind of people I'd like to catch out on the street, honey. Oh, them? She's my boyfriend. Do you consider yourself privileged for being able to harvest herbs from the wild? Not across the board. I'm not banned across the board. I wouldn't say privileged. I would say fortunate. I don't think it's a privilege. I'm just lucky that I live in a rural area. Area. Oh, hey, Lily Rose. Chantal, if I had a lawyer, I could pull the information. Yeah, so I feel fortunate, but not privileged. I don't see any kind of privilege in that. I think it's fortunate that I'm able to live in a rural area. You say you're awesome. Well, thank you, plastic neurosis. Well, the lawyer, I would have to retain the lawyer, so that's $1,400 a month. And when I get to the point where I have the ability to retain him for a few months because it's a contract, I will, in order to straighten out everything. Yeah, you can make the ink from pokeweed. Yep. Sybil Warnos has the best name ever. Oh, okay. Oh, tell James I said hello. Yeah, there's the oh, there's what's the thing is what's going on now, and I just sit back and observe because this isn't the first time this has happened. But what's going on now with the extremists on either side? The Republicans already turned on the Trumplicans. I knew that was going to happen. They'll have to flag off until their own party. But the problem is that the people that are all extreme leftists and extreme liberals, that for some reason think communism is a good idea. I would love for them to go live in a communist country. Like, it's people that have never, they're from the generations that have no one alive to tell them about what happened when things were communist. They don't have anybody alive to remind them of that. It's out of sight, out of mind. And so they think that this free-for-all that's all left and liberal thinking is the best way to go. And I'm like, I personally, go ahead. Let them go through it, because they're not going to learn until it bites them in the ass. And I'm like, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I want a state to keep going, because if you see, it happens in New York and in California, right? Because California, I swear we do, Chantel. It's so many. The population of stupid people in America is the vast majority. Well, like in New York, where they made it illegal for a certain size soda to be sold, because it's the government's job to decide how much nasty soda your dumb ass wants to drink. And then it passed. It passed. So when does the government dictate whether or not you want to shove 85 ounces of Coca-Cola in your body? But it passed. And stuff like that passed. Something similar passed in California as well. So they're getting a taste of their own medicine. It's coming. Like, if you are Republican in California, you better keep that to yourself. Drugs should be legal. Drugs should be legal. All of them across the board. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to sit back with some popcorn. I mean, y'all go ahead. There's absolutely asinine type behavior that these people want, and then people will be like, oh, so you're a Republican? Fuck no, I'm not a Republican. I don't. To me, if you need someone to think for you, there is a problem. There's a problem. Socialism doesn't work. There are several different countries that you can look at. This is the problem that the economy is facing on the leftist and liberal side. They think that the capitalism that's used in America, they think that is capitalism. That is not capitalism. It is one type of capitalism called trickle down. And they don't even take the time to see if there's more than one type of capitalism. Okay? And I'm not kidding. Y'all really be thinking that the system we use here in capitalism that is the definition of capitalism. It is not. Absolutely not. The best working economy is the Japanese version of capitalism. All you have to do, I think I have a post on my YouTube about this, of the fall of the United States, I believe it is. So as a working, see, more than one type of capitalism. Yes, there is. So as an already working example, the most efficient form that we have is the Japanese version of capitalism. The problem that they're having with it is the mentality that you need to work so many hours. That's a cultural thing. That does not go along with their version of capitalism. No, you would not prefer zero government. I can tell you where to go if you would like to explore zero government, and that's out in the Badlands of New Mexico. You can move out there and you can live under zero government, and let me know how that works out for you, because it does not work out well. But the Japanese version of capitalism, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. That is the best working version that we have in practice in the world, is that one. Their overworking is a cultural thing. It doesn't play into that version. I can't remember the name of it either. I don't have my computer up.
Technically, you do. All you gotta do is press the button.
Dude, my keyboard is way over there. I'm not even. So, if you want to practice no government, there are places in the United States you can do that.
There's a place in New Mexico with zero government, and like they have
That's what
all over the place.
That's what I just said.
But people die all the time.
Exactly. So if you would like that, you can go try it out. It's not going to work out well for you. Honestly, Tearless, I could not tell you because I am just not educated enough. I'm just not educated enough to go to speak on that. But another thing that slays me, since we're on this very non-witchy topic, is catering to these, because these people should want to do this, right? The leftist, the extreme leftist liberals. Is that, yes, Chantel, is that they want things a certain way, right? But we have yet to fix the issues with Native Americans. But I see no plans for that. You're wanting to change this country, but you're changing it from the top to the bottom. The core of this country is the problem. That's the problem. The core is the problem. The first thing, collective capitalism. Yes, that's what I was talking about. The first thing you have to do is fix what you did to the Native Americans. That's first. Period. I don't care what it is. That would have to be fixed first. And then, for the problem with the socioeconomic problem with blacks and whites, has to do with schooling. And I'm serious. Hear me out before you go, what the fuck are you talking about? From the way that the history books are written, okay, you have my daughter, I'm sorry, my son Jaded was, I think, in first grade when they came, and this is what they came to do, because I didn't teach them race. So they came home one day and said, I got in an argument with a little girl at school today. She said that she was black and I was white. And I said, no, I'm pink and you are brown. Okay? Because Jada didn't know what race was. At the time, I lived on a farm. And we had chickens. And chickens are all different sorts of colors. And I pointed outside and I said, you see all those chickens, how they're all different colors? And they said, yeah. I said, people are the same way. We come in all different colors. It's the same way. Because I refused to teach that. And what happens is when they start learning about history, so you have a white kid and a POC kid, especially a black kid. They come into school. They don't know what that is when they first get in. Okay? And then as soon as they start history class, by the way the stories are told, here's the white kid, this starts to happen. Better than, less than. And it all has to do with the way those stories are told. Because they are told from the victor's point of view. It starts there. Whatever grade, when they start doing history, that's when that starts. It's so bad, it's subliminal, and it starts from there. So by the time that kid's in third or fourth grade, they're already set up like this. They're already indoctrinated from the way history is taught in our schools already. If you taught history the way it is supposed to be taught, the way it happened, I'm not talking about critical race theory. Fuck critical race theory. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about, if you just tell the truth, if you tell the truth of how stuff happened from an unbiased point of view, this will not happen. It will stay like this. Because white children on their own, if they're told the truth, will figure out that what we did was wrong. You don't have to teach them it later. If they learn how it actually happened by telling the truth, you don't even have to vilify one side or another. If you show a child that one person is beating, killing, and enslaving another race of people, you don't have, they get it. Okay? That's where the problem is. If you want that, and if you want the changes to come up, that's where you start. Because as this equal generation comes up, they're going to go, wait. This system is not working. When you see the systemic stuff like the jails and the socioeconomic status and stuff like that, when they come up together, they won't let that keep going, because you have to have us together in order for something to change. It's never going to change with just black folk doing it or just white folk doing it. Absolutely not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And that's why they refuse to change the way history is taught in this country. Refuse. Because the people who are in power, which are white men generally, but let me tell y'all, white women that are in charge are just the same. Don't get tripping on that patriarchy. White women are just the same. So these families of wealth and white that are in charge are not going to let you change the way history is taught. It takes away from their money, and it takes away from their control. Period. I'm sorry, I got on a tangent there. I would have beat the shit out of that cashier. They don't want it to change. One of my twin daughters was told to do a oh, you know what I'd have done? Oh, I'd have done that research paper. I'd have done that research paper and pulled up all the nasty stuff that he's done in the past. Every last piece of it. And that's the paper I would have turned in. Oh, thanks. I would have been very thorough on that Trump paper. I'd be like, oh, they want us to write about Trump? Okay. Did you also see agriculture at the root of the issues we have during your death? Do you also see that agriculture was at the root of the issues we have? Are you talking about corporate farming? A tapestry? Did I walk past the tap? I have them all over my house. Are you talking about corporate farming? Because corporate meat is the same way. I really need to get this henna off my finger nail. I don't know where everybody went. I got told to write a brochure to support the Confederacy. I would have done it completely in satire. The whole thing would have been in satire. You know what? I would send a recorder with my kid to school. What did you write? Right, you got to understand the assignment. I've been like, oh, sure, I'll write on that. Yeah, that's what and I live in South Carolina. And all you have to do to the people that support the Confederacy is use the Socratic method. So the Socratic method is, thought Trump would be good for business and of the country and bring companies back. That's what a lot of people did, Sherry. A lot of people did that did not vote for him the second time. A lot of people did. However, I knew what Trump was about long before. I don't know if you're as old as me, but I knew what Trump was about long before. And I also knew he would win. And everybody was like, no, he won't. I was like, what? He's going to win. From South Carolina. So I'm from South Carolina. And the best way to deal with people that support the Confederacy or whatever is to use the Socratic method. The Socratic method is when you keep asking questions, right? So, you're like, why do you carry that flag? Confederate is from race. Oh, Chantel, yes. And they'll tell you that, well, that flag, represents our history. And I'm like, and what history is that? You playing because someone is different? Well, now you can. We created the Confederate. That's great, Cardia. So they'll be like, well, okay, that flag represents our history. And then you go, okay, well, what is that history? And they'll be like, did the history and my ancestors were fighting in the war. Okay, what war were they fighting in? They were fighting in the Civil War. Okay, what was the Civil War fought for? And inevitably they'll go, the Civil War was fought for states' rights. Okay, what states' rights? That's just keep asking. Keep asking. Vivian, I'd ask you the same questions I'm asking now. So, what states' rights? Oh, well, the states' rights to keep on with the slavery. That's the end of that story. And if you were living then, and your income depended on the plantation, you would have supported the Confederacy too. But to deny that the state's right to continue the slavery, to deny that, I don't understand it completely. There's no way to deny that. That was the main state's right that they were defending. Period. And if you lived then and you made your money from the different things that were grown on the plantation, you would want that state's right to stay as well. But to still maintain that mentality today, for me, is a problem. So if today you still support the Confederate flag, if you follow it back far enough, it comes down to the state's right to maintain the institution of slavery. And please let me know if that is not the main focus. I will love to read it because I've read it all. Believe me, supporters of the rebel flag have sent me every factual thing that they could. And if you still ask, no, Vivian, I'm talking about the facts that state right to maintain the institution of slavery for the economic welfare of the South is the main state's right that they had a problem with. And on top of that, if they didn't have a problem with it, then the Jim Crow laws wouldn't have followed the loss of the Civil War. If that wasn't the point, Jim Crow laws would have never followed the Civil War. There would have been no use for them. There would be no use to punish an entire race of people if the problem was not that. Oh, Chantel, you're not missing anything. Oh, thank you, Sybil. So we can. I'm waiting for the rest of Vivian's answer. Yeah, Julio. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. The only one that I'm familiar with is the ISIS cult. Yeah, we have movies and music. No, but Ryan watched it last night. He said it was really good. If you said anything else, Vivian, it didn't come through. Yes, Leah, yes. Hey, Aurora. There are many reasons. No, I know there's many reasons. Okay? I know y'all have lots of reasons. But it's not about individuals' reasons. Okay? It's not about independence. It's not about freedom. It's not about any of that. When you trace it back to the root cause, you come to the same root cause. And it wasn't right. If you lived then and you got your income from that, you would feel it right. But the root cause is not right. And on top of that, most of all, you lost. The South lost. And where there is nowhere else on this planet where people still wave a flag that lost. You lost, not you. The South lost. There is no reason for that flag to fly on any government property, period. Period. No reason at all. To put a treasonous, yes, it is treasonous, to put a treasonous flag up on a government property. The root cause of enslaving people. Where do you think we got our clothes before slavery? The root cause is not right. What do you think, we didn't have clothes before slaves? Is that what you think? Because that's not how that works. That's not how that works. We had all the things we have without slaves. Slaves made it cheaper and easier by using human beings. Follow what I'm saying? It wasn't a matter of what they could do. It was a matter of using them as tools, as not human. They weren't paid anything. They were property. They were subhuman. That root cause is wrong, period. No, don't come at Viv. Don't come at Viv. That's when you shut people down, you can't talk to them. And I want her to be able to say what she thinks. Even if we don't agree with it, I still want her to be able to say what she thinks and feels. Just to let y'all know. We clothed ourselves fine before slavery. In fact, if you research cotton, everything about cotton came from India. Oh, thanks, Chantel. And we didn't even know what cotton was until India. What's his name didn't invent the cotton gin. India had long since done that. He's the first one that invented it here. It had long since been invented over in India. We got our cotton and cotton cloths and cotton weaving and cotton everything from India first. Oh, I know, Lilith. I was talking to somebody else that said something. Watching from the Philippines. Well, hello, chef. So that's what I mean when I say. That's what I mean when I say the root cause was wrong. It was. The reason that they kept in there, let's just take cotton, just because we did rice too, but let's just take cotton as the example. It was cheaper for us to use. Okay, Vivian, good night. It was cheaper for us to use free slave labor to pick cotton and weave our own fabric than it was to keep getting it from where we've been getting it, which was India. That doesn't make it right under any circumstances. You don't treat another human being like a subhuman work animal. You don't do it. It's wrong, period. And it's wrong no matter when it happened in history. That's another thing, because they'll be like, everybody's been a slave to another race at some point. I don't give a shit. It doesn't make it right. I don't care. You hear that all the time from people going, yeah, everybody's been a slave to everybody else. Okay, that doesn't make it right. It doesn't justify what happened here. I use cotton all the time, raw, unbleached cotton. Yeah, they had people zoos, yeah. But people, they just don't understand that when it comes to the Confederacy. Lilith, I'm less interested. I like that, flawless victory. I'm less interested in winning an argument than getting the other person to think about why they think it's justified. You know what I mean? But I do. Flawless victory. I'd much rather that person really think about what it is that they're thinking. Got hated by all lives matter. Well, here's the thing with BLM. BLM started as a good movement, but it got infected quick. That's the problem with BLM. It started as a really good movement, and then it got infected, and now it's all, yeah. It no longer is what it originally stood for. But all lives matter is the same people that that really truly believe that if you are born black and born white, same status, same socioeconomic class that you're born into, that you have the same chances of making it as a white person. And that's just factually and statistically not true.
And people don't like to pay attention to the facts and the statistics, which I don't like. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or whether you've seen it happen. The statistics show it. Hey, Wraith. So to ignore what has been studied and found statistically is just stupid. I don't have any use to speak to anybody when we've already studied it. Like, yeah, I'm going off to bed in a minute. Yeah, I mean, BLM just got infected. If you look up, you can see. Just look up what went wrong with BLM. It got infected quick. I will always fight or vote for something that brings more equality to the table. But BLM went south quick. You can, not right now. Well, now, let me tell you something. When you're talking about nice things, let me tell you something. And this is the anarchist side of me. But nothing changes when you're nice. Nothing changes in society when you are nice. It doesn't change. So when, towns get burnt down or violence breaks out, well, you know what? It didn't work when we tried to sit around and be peaceful about it. So, hey, Geek Alchemy, people can get as mad as they want. That's why you insure your business. Okay? If you have a public business, you insure it. So that if a riot comes by and burns the bitch to the ground, you have the insurance to build it back. There's just nothing comes of a peaceful protest. Yeah, we can probably do that. It makes days you remember. Like the Million Man March. Yes, Sin. I'm gonna talk to you privately when I get a minute about that gift, because I'm gonna make a post on it. The Million Man March was beautiful and should be remembered forever, but it didn't make the kind of changes that we needed. All right. So if they're having if there's a equal rights rally that happens in where I have my business and my business gets burnt to the ground, I'm not going to be mad. That's what I got insurance for. What was the Million Man March? They don't teach that in school anymore? Million Man March? Oh, Jaded said no. Okay. It was you need to look up the Million Man March. It's not even I can't even explain it to you for you to get the proper significance of it, because of the year that it happened in, when people just did not do that. But the entire galley all the way up to the Washington Monument was tens of thousands of black men. And I said, you said something about Instagram. I said, yeah. You need to look up the Million Man March. And when you see that, you're going to understand why I got so mad when the Trumpsters did the Million MAGA March. That's the incident where I had a fit and I got reported to the FBI for terroristic threats to the Million MAGA March. That's a true story. If anybody's been with me long enough, you know that I got reported to the FBI for planning terroristic plots to the Million MAGA March. I was very, very proud of that report. But if you go, yes, go look up the Million Man March, and you're going to understand why I got so fucking pissed at the Million MAGA March. Absolutely. That was one of the most disrespectful, racist things ever. And I'm quite proud of that report to the FBI. Thank you very much. I remember that. Yes. Yes, Sin. Yes. I got reported by several hundred people to the FBI for terroristic threats, plotting attacks on the Million MAGA March. And it was nothing even close of the sort, but I was still glad that they said it. I was like, but yeah. Yes, go look up the Million Man March and keep in mind the year in which it happened. And it was one of the most powerful things that you could see, especially then. Yeah, Wraith, right? Yep. So it was innocent because we did not know about the Million Man March. Do y'all know about Black Wall Street? If you don't know about the Million Man March, then you probably don't know about Black Wall Street either. No. Hey, little fruity. Yes. Okay. Look up Black Wall Street. Black folks had built their entire Wall Street all to themselves in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Black-owned businesses, they were thriving. Their own banks, everything. And white people burnt it to the ground. Burnt it to the ground for no other reason other than seeing black people that were successful. Yeah, did you know that Central Park wasn't always Central Park? That was a poor black neighborhood, and they didn't want it there, so they kicked them all out. Kicked them all out and put a park. Do you know that one? Yep. Yeah, the Tulsa riots, but if you want the correct point of view, look up Black Wall Street. Yeah, Seneca Village, yep. They didn't want the poor black neighborhood there anymore, so they kicked them all out, flattened it, and turned it into Central Park. That would have been better. Yep. Yes, The Butler is a very good movie. What's another thing that they don't teach? Here, Florida made their own holiday for it's called. Oh, Jesus Lord! Whoever did that needs to get shot. Seriously. Yep. Oh yeah, you can send healing. Thank you, Fats. That was very nice. I give you pets. Thank you. Okay. Well, you can just get right there. Okay. No, not after the live. I'm gonna take my days off and catch up my orders. Try to do math. Yeah, they did. They didn't try. They did. Yep. Fatty face. Was you traumatized earlier because of a firecracker? Did you thought you might die? Yeah, you barely caught me because I'm fixing to go. Oh. Whoa. school bus. Because you are a great teacher. Yeah, they don't like that. I don't feel one way or the other. I don't go one way or the other. I think for myself. And down to, yeah, he does extra love me today. Oh my God, I fucking love banana bread. What? Can I help you, sir? No, I was just kidding. Can I help you? Really, Bob? Bob, what are you doing, sir? Yeah. JoJo's over there talking. JoJo! You ready to go bed? Are you ready to go bed, JoJo? Oh, you are? Not on purpose, no. They are getting, thank you, they are getting better when I make them fly. They'll fly all the way back to where they want to go, but they do not fly on their own to get to point A to point B yet, no. It's a learning process. I don't think people realize that when they raise birds from an egg, they're, as the mother bird, they're supposed to teach their birds how to fly, and they don't. Yeah, I'm getting pretty tired. Oh, I'm glad, Wicked. Let's go see JoJo before I get off of here. Can you move? Okay. Let's go see JoJo. Oh, I got a cramp in my hamstring. Oh, that hurts so much. All right. JoJo, they want to see you, okay? Okay? They want to see you. What do you have to say? What do you have to say, JoJo? Jerry, 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 Jerry. Yeah? You ready to go bed? Are you ready to go bed? You gonna give me a kiss? You ready to go bed yet? You gonna give them a kiss? Oh, that was a big kiss. And my hamster? You ready? Jerry, 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 Jerry. Do you love the Jerry Springer? Jerry. Okay, you ready? Ready to go bed? Okay. We're gonna go to bed now. You give me a kiss? Ready to go bed? Are you ready to go bed? Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. All right. Bye-bye. I'm gonna go bed. Y'all have a good night. Bye.